Hey, what's up, everyone? LTC here, and welcome back to another episode of Game Time TV. If you enjoy athletic-based content and want to hear more, please hit that like button, subscribe, and turn on notifications to Game Time TV on YouTube. Don't forget to follow us on Instagram and TikTok at Game Time TV 19 and on X at Game Time YT. Now, let's get started.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of Game Time TV with Oren Cribs. And in today's episode, we have a very special guest here. Josh, why don't you tell everybody who you are?
Hello, my name is Joshua Di Fiore.
That's how you say your last name?
Yeah, Di Fiore, Italian.
I would have definitely butchered it.
Yeah, you wouldn't be the first one. Yeah. So my name's Josh, also known as Husker Recaps. If anybody listening seen my recaps, I do little baseball recaps. Originally from California, so just got done with freshman year and was good. So thank you for having me on.
Yeah, no problem. And in today's episode, I apologize. Two of our co-hosts are not here today. They are probably doing stuff with finals. So it's just me here today with Josh. And first of all, I'll start off with, I didn't know you was from California. Where are you in California?
Long Beach, California.
Long Beach?
Yeah, Southern California area. It's about 30 minutes north of LA.
Why didn't you go to USC?
Because it's so expensive to go there.
And UCLA too?
Yeah, they're pretty hard to get into.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, and journalism school, obviously, like I toured last February, absolutely blew me away. So, yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, I should specify. In this episode, we're going to be recapping all of Husker sports for 2025 and 26 season, starting off with football. Now, this is going to get some flack on Twitter or Instagram or whatever. But what did you think about the new $600 million stadium renovation that's going to be coming here? And you're going to be here for that renovation.
Yeah, that would be going into my senior year, 2028, 2029.
Yeah, and I would just have graduated in college at that point. So damn.
Yeah. Honestly, I think I'm happy about the renovations. Memorial, very old, very historic, but I think renovations can't definitely hurt. New scoreboard, whatever. I don't know the exact details of what they're doing, but yeah, I think it's good to put money. When you have so much money to put something into, I think you should use it. So, yeah.
I think it's a great idea. It's a good thing to do because in history, the South Side has been there before I was born, you were born, and a lot of other people were born. That's been there since the beginning. And the fact that thing has never been renovated, yeah, it kind of blows my mind how we just never really touched that thing. We just did small upgrades, but it's just never really been touched.
Yeah, I think our athletic director just knows a little bit better idea of, how to use those funds. And fortunately, we're so blessed to have so many donors who love donating to the program that we're able to allocate those funds, I think, in the right places. And I think upgrading the stadium is a good step for that, for sure.
Absolutely. And you know what? Seeing how what's going to look like, it doesn't look bad. I don't understand, because people's argument is always going to be about, well, the team isn't winning, so why are we doing all this renovation stuff? I know, yeah, the eye roll. I have that exact same expression. I'm like, oh my goodness. The team winning should not equate to upgrades in the stadium. That should not even equal.
Yeah.
That should be separate.
I mean, team, like, we haven't beat a ranked team since 2016. So that kind of tells you a little bit about Nebraska football within the last, decade. Or not, I'm sorry.
2016. No, it would technically be 2 years, 10 years. It's 2026.
Yeah, decade.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's been 10 years, and I've heard arguments before like, oh, they should be using this funds, in light of the budget cuts. And some people may not understand. Those are two separate, like, funds, I guess. Like, there's one fund for donors in football. Like, they have that money. It's not the whole same thing. Like, that's what I heard in one argument. And someone did, like, an Audio 3 project on that. And that was her argument. Like, oh, it should be allocated to other better places, but like there's a separate fund for that.
Yeah,
So,
there's athletic funds,
right?
And then there's university funds. Those are totally separate things, and you can't just like the university does. I don't think the university takes away from the athletic funds. So like, don't like try to sneak that in. It's like the university just take. Nah, that's not how that works.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's specifically for athletics. You can't just use that for whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I also want to talk about this. So going into the 2025 season, it was assumed that we could. I'm assuming you watched all the games. So it was assumed that we could win 8 or 9 games, especially since how we finally got into a bowl game, and in our first bowl game in a while, we won it, beating Boston College. It was assumed that everyone was like, okay, so we have 8 to 9, or even 10 wins this year, right? And you know what? How the season was going to go, I can see it being that way. But I think the moment that I would say kind of struck a chord with me on how we probably wasn't going to get there was the Michigan game.
Really?
Yeah. Mostly because of the defensive performance. Because if you're telling me our offense can move and score, what is it? I got to look at the final score again. So we lost to Michigan by 3 points. The final score was 30-27. The fact that we scored 27 on Michigan without their head coach being there, that should have told you, like, okay, we have the offense we can move the ball with our offense. The only thing with that is we don't have that same defense that we had a year ago that would terrorize the offensive line, terrorize the running backs, and what the QB will only have 5 seconds to throw the football, because that's usual. But when you have 5 or less seconds, that's how you know you have a good defense. And the fact that I think we maybe the seconds was a lot longer than it should have. It kind of made me think of okay, so we're probably not going to be a 10-win team because we don't have that good of a defense as of yet. But I would say, because we had a bye week, so the Michigan State game was a good get-right game, even though that was probably, I think that was the worst offensive game, but it was either that or Minnesota. Because
Minnesota, we scored 10 points against them.
Yeah.
Even? Yeah.
And Minnesota should not have won that game. We should have won that game. But the fact is, with the Minnesota game, when Coach Rule said some of the guys, it was either Coach Rule or one of the players said that some of the guys were expecting to beat them by 40 or 30 by now, and they're in there with their heads down. I'm like, what do you mean winning there with their heads down? It's this is a rivalry game. Usually rivalry games, the rival wants to keep it close. Technically they are. It's just
they own us.
They do. Because even before Nebraska was in the Big Ten, they did have a number against us. I think they had a number on Tom Osborne.
Really?
Yeah, and Bob Devaney. So people don't like to say Minnesota's our rival, but it's we've gone against Minnesota plenty of times in the past, and we've lost to them. We've had a streak against them in the 2010s and the 200 to 2000s, but we played Minnesota lots of times, and it's okay, I can see Minnesota being okay, so we have history with them. That's not with, I can't officially say that Wisconsin is the most made up rivalry for sure, because that one. I dislike Wisconsin because they were always beating us. Because bruh, damn, we can't get them. Even when we were getting close, we couldn't get them.
Mm-hmm.
Now when we finally did, that hate just started to subside. It's I don't really hate you guys like that.
Yeah, how I feel about PJ Fleck, he just has our number for the last couple of times we played Minnesota.
Mm-hmm.
When the last time before this time was 2022. Matt
Rule's first year. Should have won that game.
Jeff Sims was our quarterback, and threw an interception at halftime where we could have got at least 3.
Mm-hmm.
We fumbled the ball at the end of the game, let them score. So so many things could have got, and that's kind of our identity. For the last so many years, we haven't got past of throwing away games. I will say, I think last year is the first time in a while they didn't throw throw away any games.
Yeah,
confidence say we didn't throw away any games. You could like USC when Dylan went out.
That right there was kind of like, okay, we're like
probably not going to win this game.
Yeah.
Michigan had our chances. We didn't throw away that game. Minnesota, they just outplayed us, and so did Iowa. So
with the Iowa. Okay, so here's the thing with the Iowa thing, because I hated that loss so much. Because they do have our number. I'm also like, you motherfuckers are stingy. Y'all are very, very, very stingy.
It's Iowa football, man.
Yeah, but
run punt. That's
but
they win.
Even with that, because when they with 40 and 16, with that game, with Sugar Core is like, okay, we're very grateful we had Emmett Johnson because Emmett Johnson can move the ball, right? Mm-hmm. But when you don't have Dylan, and when you have Dylan out with injury, when you have TJ out there with an injury, like your chances of winning are going to go down. The fact that it was a bit of a special teams game as well because Iowa got us and we got Iowa on special teams. When we recovered that one ball that was on a kickoff return, and we were close. How did we come away with 3 points? Iowa's defense, people don't like to really think about this, but their defense at the time, they couldn't tackle well. Because you go back and you watch that game, you look at Emmett Johnson, they really couldn't tackle him. Like, they had to gang tackle him. There was no one-on-one with that.
Yeah, but I feel like if you're so one-dimensional, like we kind of were with Emmett when TJ came in, if you're so one-dimensional, you're just going to stack the box and then just expect that. Mm-hmm. And it's hard because Emmett, I felt like last year so great for us, but he didn't have a lot of help. One, because he was getting hit he would get hit in the backfield way more times than not. Mm-hmm. When you get hit in the backfield, that's already have one tackle to break. So you got to go from point A to point B, hit in the backfield, and then try to keep going. It was like tough. So
yeah.
And I feel like when that pooch kick happened, I thought that was going to be how the script flips for us, how the tides are going to change, but it didn't go that way.
No, so. I think right then and there, that's where I felt like I realized I'm like, we can't move the ball. It was hard to move the ball with TJ. And especially once we found out that he was injured, I'm like, oh, great. We're not winning this game now.
Yeah.
I'll also say, because I think the refs, you telling me on that Ja'Cory Parney muff punt return, how was that not?
Yeah.
How was that not head to head?
That was, well, yeah. And they didn't even review it too. That's what I was more, and I think Rule was more upset about. They didn't even go to look at it at all. I don't know how they were not buzzed down. It's like, hey, take a look at this. That's, I think, what made people even more mad. Because if you take a look at it, I think probably you're going to get a targeting call because legit it was targeting. But the fact that they didn't even go to review it, like any close play, like where it's like helmet to helmet, they 90% of the time will go review that. Mm-hmm. So the fact that they didn't like at least take a look at it was a little surprising to me.
Yeah, and it just didn't make sense. I was like, those were one of the times I was like, okay, so now we're just not going to call stuff that's pretty egregious. That's right in front of your face, but yeah, I guess I don't want to make any excuses after that loss because like, bro, it was a pretty bad loss. Like it sucks to lose to Iowa again, even though like the last 2 times. I like to say this, and a lot of people don't like to agree or is not going to agree with me when I say this, but technically right now, Rule should be 2-1 against Iowa. Hear me out when I say this, because the first time he faced Iowa was in Lincoln. How did that game end?
Interception.
Exactly.
Like 40 seconds left.
But before that interception, what had happened?
I forgot, to be honest.
We picked them off, and we were like past. It was like the Iowa 45. We were in the Iowa 45, so we had the chance to score again, and we definitely had the players to do it because if Chubba can find somebody down the field like once, he can do it again. And I know I don't know how good our offense was back in 2020.
It was probably not that good.
But you know what? No, because it wasn't an offensive line problem that year. I don't think it was the offense. It was mostly the QB problem. That was the biggest thing.
They didn't have a consistent QB that year because we started with Jeff Sims.
Mm-hmm.
He was awful. Like, I remember watching that Colorado game.
Don't get me started on that one.
Holy.
Don't get me started.
It's so many drop snaps. And then Heinrich as a quarterback's okay, but, he's more of, I think, what his role was this year was better suited for him. And Chuba, like, it's hard to rotate a bunch of quarterbacks without getting a couple weeks worth. And we didn't really have that many consistent quarterback play. And trying to like prepare with a different quarterback, your offense, there's gonna be some struggles. So I think all that combined, just not having the right consistent quarterback and having and if you're asking him to do something, like any of them to do something, go out and win a game for you, they're not, because they're just not
experienced. They're not experienced enough to do it. Yeah.
And I feel like there is hope this year because I was just, watching some film on Calandria. I definitely like what I see.
I like what I see from all three of them.
Yeah.
But I would,
QB room is
way better.
Yeah.
Like that, there's no doubt that if someone goes down, it's like, okay, yeah. Yeah. Like I trust either TJ or Danny.
Hopefully Anthony Calandria doesn't go down again.
Hopefully not, yeah.
But TJ can definitely do some things.
Mm-hmm. And if TJ goes down, you have Danny there. And Danny, even though he's more of a pocket passer, he can still move around. Like, don't say that he's a statue quarterback, because he definitely isn't. He will take off and run. You know what? So let's move on to the last game with Utah. Now, I thought the Utah game was going to come off, we had something there, like right at the get-go.
Yeah, offense was moving the ball great.
Mm-hmm.
First drive, we scored. Makai Nelson, I think, scored.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but again, I figured our defense was going to struggle a little bit. We just brought in John, I forgot his name, but
Rob
Borich, the San Diego State defense, who had a very good defense that year. But you bring in a new guy, brings in his new system, and you had a bunch of players not play in that game. A bunch of the seniors decided not to play in that game.
Yeah.
So it was bad. They were just moving the ball up and down the field. Defense could not get a stop. So, but I didn't have many expectations going in that game. I just felt like the defense was not going to be that well prepared when you're bringing, because John Butler wanted to run, and Audrey, like the other guy wanted to run, like two different systems.
Yeah, but I think what John Butler was like, did he really want to even run the 3-3-5? Because there was no doubt, like without Ty and without Nash there, it was going to be hard to run that scheme, because when you don't have those players for that specific scheme, it is hard to do. You can run a 4-2-5 with the players we have now. You can't run a 3-3-5 with a smaller defensive tackle and how do I say this? So when you go by formation, when it comes to defense, the main weakness of the 3-3-5 is always going to be like they are bad against the run game, unless you have space eaters there.
Which we didn't. So whenever you see a team that runs the 3-3-5, they run a 3-3-5 and they don't have space eaters, that's where it's like, we're just going to run the ball down y'all throat. It's like, and what y'all going to do about it? Like, y'all can tackle, y'all can do whatever, but when you don't have those space eaters there, they're just going to keep running the ball at you. Yeah.
And keep gaining yards.
Like, they were a big issue, just the line and missing a lot of tackles. I just feel like our secondary was a little bit of an issue. Sierra Wright was very good here. He had a very productive year. Locked up Makai Lemon.
Yeah.
Hartzog went down that second game against Akron,
which is
super unfortunate, because I was really hoping he was going to have a good year. Especially he made the game-winning play against Cincinnati. I was really hoping for him.
Yeah.
Deshaun Singleton did his thing, and everyone else, like, there was struggles around field. You had a couple key guys that are no longer on the team. They're all seniors. So it'll be interesting to see. I like the two San Diego State guys who brought in. I think they'll be good. But it's a new defense and new system. You have a whole preseason and offseason to figure out what DC wants to run. So it'll be interesting this year, I think. I would hope it's going to be better. I would hope.
I would think
I don't
so
think
too.
he can get much worse than last year.
Yeah. Even with last year being bad, the fact that you still went to a bowl game again is like, okay, well.
And the difference is everyone talks about Matt year rule 3 because historically year 3 has been such a great year because at Temple he did it at Baylor.
Mm-hmm.
But even I forgot this. Maybe everyone forgot, probably everyone forgot. This is the Big Ten.
Yeah.
This is way different than the Big 12. Super different. So
I think another thing people are forgetting is that NIL and the transfer portal is a thing now. It wasn't a thing back then. So you think you can develop a player and they can turn out to be a good player in the future, or they could turn out to be a good player now or in the future. You can't have that. You can't have that same type of development because thing is, you develop that player becomes good. Now that player is going to ask for more money. Then if that player or that player's agent doesn't get that kind of money, they're just going to up and leave.
Yeah.
So there is no I'm just going to stay here and continue to develop because this coach that believes in me. Now it's, I'm going to stay here and I'm going to develop, but the moment I show very good progress and to show that I can be a star, I'm going to ask for more money, or my agent's going to ask for more money for me.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where it's like loyalty gets kind of screwed over. It's like, dude, in order for Nebraska to build our program, in order for Matt Rule to build our program back up again, he needs to just navigating the transfer portal is like one of the bigger things he needs to do now.
Yeah, I think he's done a fair job of that.
Mm-hmm.
I think he knows one thing about Matt Rule. He knows how to. He's an excellent recruiter. Excellent recruiter. There's a difference between the excellent recruiter and then being a great head coach.
Mm-hmm.
It's two different things. Matt Rule's an excellent recruiter.
Mm-hmm.
He got, we have our 2027 class is going to be very good.
Absolutely.
I'm excited for next year too.
Mm-hmm.
With Trey Taylor and all of them, Taylor's included, all of them, they're going to be very good. But Big Ten, it's different. There's a lot better teams in the Big Ten than the Big 12.
Absolutely. And you know what? And I don't care what anybody says, and I'm going to say it. Stop comparing Matt Rule and Scott Frost. Because people are too busy thinking about Matt Rule's not showing any progress. I'm like, he's not showing any progress. Scott Frost never took us to a bowl game. How long did it take Matt Rule to take us to a bowl game? Is it 2 years? Because I thought he missed once and he barely missed it.
Okay, 1 year.
1 year, yeah. So 1 year, and then he made it to back-to-back bowl games. And the second time he did it with a team that wasn't as good as the first team.
Probably a lesser defense. I wouldn't say the overall team.
Okay, a lesser defense.
Because Emmett got to his develop. Emmett had a great year.
Mm-hmm.
I think we had better receivers. They weren't ideal. Better receivers than we did before.
Yeah.
But I think, Isaiah Hunter, if he has a good year, he's going to be a top pick.
Absolutely.
He's going to be a top. He's a good receiver.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? Because we kind of drifted away from this. So the second hypothetical win that I thought Matt Rule was going to get and why he should be 2-1 against Iowa was at Iowa City at the end of the game when Dylan Raiola fumbled. He really, a couple things should have happened. One, because if you look back at that play, I think there was a tackle or someone who didn't do their job, and there was one guy who ran loose. I don't understand how that happened.
Yeah. Typically not a good idea when you let a rusher come.
Yeah, I'm like, there's no way no way that guy got there that fast to Dylan. There's no way he got there that fast.
Yeah. It was bad. Our whole game is bad. They had a good first half. I think we're up 10-0.
We were up 10-0, and here comes another thing
then the long touchdown.
The long touchdown run. That shouldn't even happen. Because someone explained to me that it's hard to go up against that guy, or go up against running backs that can do that, or it's hard to prepare for a guy that does that. But my thing is, if you see that play was a check down play, they're
just
I just think
it's just a bad play, bad tackling.
Yeah, it was just bad tackling. I'm just over here thinking to myself, I'm like,
and
there's no way he should have got that touchdown. But the fact that he did, I'm like, okay, that was just Iowa luck.
Yeah, but offense went dormant after pretty much the first half as well. So
yeah,
I think we missed a field goal, I believe.
Missed field goal, and that was due to a bad snap.
Yep.
And that was a constant thing that happened. But there was also another thing. So somewhere within that third or fourth quarter, there was a play that happened where the moment Dylan stopped the ball, Isaiah Nair happened to be open, but when Dylan Rowland threw the ball to Isaiah Nair, he dropped it. What people said was that was supposed to be a touchdown. Like if Isaiah Nair caught that football, he would have had a lane and he would have scored a touchdown. That would have been 17-10 with however many clock. And knowing our defense back then against that Iowa team, Iowa was not going to score again. And you know what? Seeing how the game played out, how Iowa won, if Isaiah Nair got that touchdown, Iowa would probably just get one field goal. They would not have scored again.
Yeah.
So I just chalked it up as like that win. That should have been a win, but the fact that plays did not go our way again is having to be a loss.
I think you can definitely say about a lot of games throughout the years.
Yeah.
I think where it's the downfall started is that home game against UCLA 2 years ago, because we were just coming off that almost win against Ohio State, and that was a tough. I mean, they national champions, tough team, and definitely could have won that game. So I think everyone figured, okay, UCLA at home, they're not very good, but
oh no, I knew they were good. I was like, there's a way that we lose this game, and I was kind of corrected.
They came up 20, and we go down 28-0.
Yeah,
that's terrible.
Yeah, and you know what sucks about that? That was my first home game ever, and that's why I experienced. I'm like, what? That's the freak that I just watched.
I'm glad my first couple home games were like, obviously our first three where we're playing like really like Akron and Houston, just like games to be at. And honestly, despite the loss this year, I had the most fun I've ever had a football game at the USC game. That was electric.
Oh yeah, I think. Okay, so me and Josh, we were in the same sports media class. So we talked to, I forgot his name.
Brian Petrarca.
Not our professor, but
one of the speakers.
One of the speakers.
Brian Colbert.
No, because he's in charge of UNL, and we asked him about the traditions and stuff like that, and what we're going to keep in the uniforms and stuff like that.
Oh, I know who you're talking about. I forgot his name.
Yeah, I forgot his name.
The coordinator of I don't remember his position, but like kind of events or something, maybe
something like that. And we asked him if the blackout will come back again, and they're thinking about making that a new tradition.
Yeah,
and I was low-key happy when I heard that, because I'm like, okay, you know what? I can foresee that being a new tradition, even though people are like, we have to win. We don't need new traditions. I'm like,
I think you have to have the black shirts came from dominant defenses.
Yeah.
You need a dominant defense to, I think respectfully, you need to a dominant defense to have introduced the black shirts. Like first time it was introduced, I don't remember what year. So I was very young, but we had guys like Ndamukong Suh, Levante David, Prince Amukamura, just to name a few. Like those were not dominant individuals. Those were definitely not dominant defenses.
I don't care.
Melvin Gordon, 400 yards on us.
No, that was even before.
That was after Suh. Like
that was after Suh.
Suh
would never allow that to happen.
I'm getting my years mixed up.
Yeah, Suh would never allow that to happen.
2008, 2009, like 2000s and 90s, dominant defenses. Dominant defenses.
Yeah.
So that's where black shirts need to be. And respectfully, I think we need to not, until we have a dominant defense. I hope it's this year, but until that point, I think black shirts need to like chill out a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But still though, even that game, just looking at it, I'm like, bruh, that is our stadium when we do the all black. I think that should be a good new tradition, because literally looking at it, look at the TV version of it and then look at, because you were inside the stadium, it looked like a black hole. It legit just looked like a black hole. I'm like, oh.
Absolutely.
I'm like, that, to me, if I went in, I had my football pads on, and then I just see that crowd, I'm like, ooh.
Yeah, I mean, crowds, as not great at football as we've been, crowds are never disappointing UNL. I mean, the solid streak speaks for itself at UNL, that it's like so high. Even the teams haven't been great. Fans love football, and they want to see us do well. So
absolutely,
yeah.
Now we're going to move on from football because that's enough football talk for right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to move on to the basketball season. Specifically, we are going to talk about specifically men's basketball. Now, what I want to start off by saying is congratulations to men's basketball players for their Sweet 16 run. Even though it sucks to lose to Iowa again, it was still a very special run, and it will be something that we will never forget in like a very long time.
That's the best. I mean, that's the greatest team in Nebraska history, and the fact that we're both, students at UNL to witness that, I think that's pretty cool, and it's obviously special for the players.
Absolutely, absolutely. Now we have to start when we talk about the Sweet 16 run. We have to start from the beginning for the regular season. Because with this team going 20-0, no one expected that. But I think because I caught on pretty early. I was like, okay, hope our team wins. They did. We kept doing it. I'm like, okay, great. Michigan State game, W. Indiana game, W. What's another game?
Illinois,
right. W. Buzzer beater. I know a lot of Illinois fans didn't like that because the moment afterward, you go on Twitter, Instagram, you just see Illinois fans like, well, y'all are tripping. I'm like, why are y'all mad? Like, I know they got their get back later, but at the same time, I was like, y'all lost off a buzzer beater. Y'all shouldn't be mad about that. Y'all had a good team. Y'all went to the Final Four this year.
Yeah, I'm glad we caught them early. I think that was very fortunate for us. If we caught them deeper in the year, like when we had them at home, you would have been more tricky because I think the beginning of the year, I think they just really figured things out from, mid-year on, obviously.
Yeah.
They definitely figured things out.
Yeah. And I would also say for sure is that because you look at the season, right, that with that 20-0 start, the fact that we did that and we had important contributors down for a season like Oogie and a Siege and out, it just shows like, okay, this team can gather around even when like a couple contributors aren't available. Because my thing is if you have Oogie available, like let's say he didn't have the injury stuff going on, and Connor didn't have that guy land on him, you would have extra shooters like around everybody, because you think Price now, with him being hailed and everything, that with that situation with Price, with everybody holding him, that would not have happened if, let's say you have whoever starting at point guard and shooting guard, and then or Frager at shooting guard, and then you have a Siege also there, because now you have 3 other shooters you're gonna have to worry about. And you think Price is the most dangerous one. Yes, Price is the most dangerous one, but you can't necessarily hold Price the same way if Connor Seaton is there.
Yeah, a little. I feel like priority would probably, if I'm the opponent, I'm probably
still keen on Price.
Still keen on Price. Like Connor's obviously a good shooter, but Price has literally had his best, statistically his best year ever. And Price just, if he gets, when he's hot, and he gets his spot up, like, going in.
Yeah. Not only that, the fact that he had because he was injured going into the March Madness.
Yeah, he had a sports hernia.
Yeah. The fact that he was already dealing with something that entire time and still was shooting lights out.
And moving like the way, still moving effectively and playing effectively, I think is very impressive. Especially that first game, obviously, he was electric in the first win against Troy.
Yeah. That Troy game was something else, bro.
Yeah.
Because people made it. That's what I dislike about opposing teams' fan bases. Like, they make it to where it's like, y'all never won a March Madness tournament game, and y'all never will. We finna take it from y'all again.
There's too many people that had Troy. I think too many people.
Yeah, too many people had Troy. I was over here like, what the freak?
Too many people just really deflected on our. I don't even want to say bad because it wasn't bad, but our struggles. We struggled a little bit towards the end of the year. Lost to Iowa.
We won against Iowa at the end of the year.
Oh, I'm not bad. The second time. The first time. Lost to Iowa. Very bad loss. It's not even that bad, but kind of, to our standards. Bad loss to UCLA. Kind of
I think
it's not even a bad loss.
That's not really a bad loss.
It's a bad loss, but as the team's momentum was going, probably they would have. People take one loss and then, especially how doubted Nebraska is, they just exploit that one loss.
Yeah,
they do.
Yeah,
and
because I think
to be fair, I think we were going to drop one of those two games. The West Coast road trip, the UCLA. I didn't know which one we were going to drop, but I just had a bad feeling we were going to drop one.
I just thought that I had a feeling that we were going to get both of them because looking at USC, I'm like, okay, we can get UCLA because UCLA was,
they
got up for that game.
Their home record was very good.
I didn't know about their home record.
Their home record was very good. They were terrible on the road, but their home record was. I think they had only a couple losses at home.
Yeah, I did not know about their home record.
So, I feel like it should be kind of. I think this year it was kind of that way at PBA. We lost at home against probably the best teams you could have lost at home against, Purdue and Illinois.
That Purdue loss shouldn't even been a loss. That should have been a W.
Yeah.
If Rank hit that shot, if that Rank hit that free throw, that would have been a win.
So many factors in that. First of all, what run did they go on? Like a 15-2 run or something? Early struggles, and they had to climb back into that game. And remember, it was like, I think still like an 8-point game with like a minute and a half left. And they're like, and we just kept scoring and scoring and scoring. And then Rank got that and one. Unfortunately, missed the free throw. Probably could have won in overtime. And then all the drama that happened in overtime.
No, there wouldn't be an overtime if Rank hit that free throw.
I know. Yeah. I'm saying, like, even with that Rank free throw, I mean, he wasn't the only one that missed free throw. There were several other guys that probably could have knocked a couple down. But obviously, no need to dwell on that loss.
Yeah, it is what it is.
It is what it is. Plus,
we lost to them again legitimately. I was like, okay, yeah, we had no shot.
Very good. Purdue's Purdue.
Yeah.
But
Purdue was good.
Who did they lose to?
Who did they? Texas. No, wait, they didn't. I don't think they lost to Texas.
Who did they lose to? I thought it was Texas. Oh, they lost. Okay, they lost to Arizona. So Purdue.
All right, that's
fair enough.
That's fair.
Fair enough.
That's a fair loss. Can't get mad at that one.
Purdue is really good. Illinois is really good towards the end of year. Then, of course, Michigan.
That game was winnable.
But I think we might have gotten without Rank, no Rank and Frager. So two really offensive guys. Leo Curtis minutes, man. Love to see Leo Curtis minutes. I'm looking forward. That's a player to watch next year, I think. If he hits the gym this offseason, which I'm sure he will, he's going to be very effective. He could be a great sixth man or seventh man. So
forbid Leo becomes Wemby. Forbid. If it ever gets to that point, I'm like, the Big Ten, y'all are screwed.
I don't know if it got to – Wemby was doing that when he was like 10. Leo didn't play basketball until high school.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is crazy.
It is crazy, but I'm just saying it's like if Leo continues like just lift weights and do all that stuff, I'm like – and Leo's a freshman, so he still has 3 more years. Yeah, 3 or 2 more years if he wants to. But if he continues to build – if he continues to build himself, he will definitely if
he just develops, man, I think he'd be a really great player.
Yeah. Now
he showed great minutes against Michigan and in the tournament. pulled off the bench in the tournament, and he played exceptional in the tournament, did his job.
Yeah.
And I think we were saying that Troy one was exciting. Oh, my gosh, that Vanderbilt
one got my heart pumping. That one had my heart pumping. I was like, hey, the fact that Frager got in there, layup, score, and I'm like.
That way that game was going, I mean, Vandy was so hot from three. Just boom, 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 boom.
Mm-hmm.
And that guard from Vanderbilt put the best.
Tyler Johnson?
No.
Oh.
Yeah. And then I think that's a good decision of not the no timeout. Obviously, was the right decision.
Yeah.
I think teams should do that more. I don't know. Like, I've just seen a couple moments to see that, late in the game, deciding not to take the timeout, I think throws teams off because, yes, offensively, you don't have a play drawn up necessarily. You can get into a set. The defense is scrambled. They don't have necessarily a set of what they can think the offense is going to do and how they're going to guard it. A good example of this, like a couple years ago, being from Southern California, brother went to this school for college, San Diego State, against FAU.
Mm-hmm.
The most electric game. FAU dominated all the games. San Diego State came back. They missed a layup, got a board, hit Lamont Beller with 5 seconds left, and that shot was in. That was the rest is history. We don't talk about what happened in the next game, but yeah. So I think that was good. And then obviously that shot. The fact that it was
there, I was like, "Oh my goodness, ain't no way."
That would be such a Nebraska loss. That's what I said to everyone.
That would be the most Nebraska way to lose. I'm like, because somebody did some last minute BS.
Yeah, and I can't. Like my dad was like, "Why didn't Hoiberg go up?" I'm like, "No, you cannot foul."
That's exactly what I'm thinking. I'm like, you do that and you risk a foul. There you go. Now they get the win.
Game over.
They get the win automatically because you decided to do that.
I'm not upset. Sam did what he did, and I'm not upset at it because, I mean, it's not even a full court. It's nearly a half court shot.
Yeah.
So.
You know what? And I also want to talk about this because we beat Vandy, right?
Speaking of Vanderbilt. Yeah, Tyler Tanner. That's who it was.
Okay, Tyler Tanner, yeah.
He's a beast.
Yeah, that was crazy. Because you beat Vandy, you move on. I'm still kind of confused on Burgay leaving, and is okay. I'm gonna leave. Then goes to Vandy. I'm like, what was Vandy offering you that you can get in Nebraska?
A little bit more money. I mean, Nebraska was paying him. I don't exactly know the offer, but it was a pretty even decent amount last year.
Yeah, I think somebody said
never having to pay for food in your college education too.
Yeah,
and you have the role that you have here.
Mm-hmm.
But go ahead.
My thing is so from what I saw, some people said that his agent was asking for 2.5 to 3 mil. I'm like, 2.5 to 3 mil for what?
Do you think you are respectfully
for what?
I loved Burke. He's one of my favorite players. You know what? He's not asked to score 20 points a game, but he gave so much heart and so much. He wore his heart on his sleeve. Like that Wisconsin game, freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Gets hit in the nuts, and he's like chanting in the crowd. And he's like, "I'm good." Like that's what you love. You need more types of players like that. Guys who just want to play their heart in the sleeve is an underrated type of player.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sad that we're losing that, but he's not worth that much as he was asking. And he got a bag at Vandy, so congrats.
Yeah. Congratulations, Burke, for getting a bag at Vandy.
Can we please have a non-con? It would never happen because we don't schedule non-cons like that.
Well, I mean,
non-con at home versus Vandy.
No, because apparently teams are now afraid to face Nebraska because they're trying to set a schedule. Providence has now accepted our offer, but
that will be a very good match.
Yeah, Providence have accepted our offer, but teams don't really want to schedule Nebraska.
Yeah, Providence is going to be very good. Providence is going to be better. This is going to be one of their better years. I think they picked up some really good guys, including I love San Diego State. I like to mention them. Miles Bird, such an athletic guy. He was so good for San Diego State. Just basically athletic, great defense, shoots the three really well. So Province is they're gonna stir something in the Big East play for sure.
So. Did San Diego State lose all their players?
Yeah. Yeah, it was tough. We got the one guy.
Yeah. Taj something.
RJ Davis or BJ Davis, I forgot his name. He went to Creighton. Miles Bird went to Providence. San Diego State's gonna be. I mean, yeah, they're gonna have their struggles the next year.
Hey, jeez, I wonder what happened over there.
It's NIL. It changes everything.
Yeah.
You're playing the Mountain. Well, now it's not going to be the Mountain West. It's going to be the new Pac-12 with the all-new team.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So it's not going to be the Mountain West. And, yeah, it's just NIL's these crazy team. Guys want more money. And I think NIL just kind of it messes a lot of things up for a lot of teams.
Mm-hmm.
I think they should be a little bit better since they don't allocate as much funds. They're not a football school. They're a basketball school, 100%.
Mm-hmm.
And one advantage, as much as I don't like them, Creighton has, is they don't have football. They have basketball and they have volleyball. And those are the two main sports.
Baseball.
When you don't have,
baseball too.
when you don't have football, you can allocate most of all those funds into one sport. And that's what they've been doing, for many years. And that's what, despite the bad year that they had, they're going to be, I think they're going to be all right.
Yeah.
And I don't like Creighton. I've been on the Creighton, A-train ever since I got a UNL, just not liking them.
My thing is, okay, because
I can respect them more than Iowa, but.
So I hate Iowa.
Yeah.
With Creighton, because I'm from Omaha, right. I don't necessarily hate Creighton. I don't have that hatred in my heart to hate Creighton because, I'm from Omaha. It's either blue or red.
But you go to Nebraska.
I do go to Nebraska.
You got to cheer. I feel like you got to cheer mainly for Nebraska.
I know. I'm almost cheer for Nebraska.
Like if Nebraska and Creighton play, I will
look at Nebraska.
Too many people out here, man.
J-Skers.
You go to Nebraska. And I understand that, fair enough, tuition here in Creighton. Obviously, Creighton's private, so.
Yeah. Costs way more over there.
Way more.
If that's the case, just go over to UNO, and UNO is a pretty good school.
Yeah, but.
And I think a lot of people don't talk about UNO. UNO, it's not a bad school. You can go over there.
Their men's hockey is very good.
Men's hockey is good.
And,
men's basketball, they were good, not last year, but the year before.
Didn't they make the tournament the year before?
They made the tournament the year before.
Mm-hmm.
Because that's crazy. The fact that we missed the year that UNO and Creighton got in, that's crazy.
Well, yeah. Well, we didn't.
We barely.
2 years ago?
It was 2 years ago. So we barely lost. We barely
2 years ago we made it, yeah?
Okay. No, 2 years ago we didn't make it because we barely.
Wait, are we talking about? I'm just trying to. Okay, I guess last year would be this year. I'm trying to.
Yeah.
Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that was that was fun fact. My tour before it was in February. I went to the Maryland game, the home game against Maryland. If you remember, Derek Queen dropped 30 plus.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm thinking about too. That's where my eyes got big. I was like, oh,
yeah, Derek Queen.
Yeah,
Derek Queen low-key dropped 30 behind.
Yeah, Maryland was killing.
And you know what? As the loss, I wasn't even discouraged. I'm like, PBA's freaking awesome. I didn't know. I didn't have ball knowledge like that. How so electric PBA gets.
Yeah,
being a student for a year now, almost is wow. I didn't get basketball tickets. It sucks.
I could. It got sold out so quick. I didn't have the.
I had to make sure. I had to allocate funds. I didn't have enough funds for both at the time. Now I have some funds now, but I didn't have funds. I had to allocate into football. I couldn't not get football.
Mm-hmm.
That would be tragic. So basketball, we're gonna figure some. I guess I just have to save some money. I just go to select games now.
Yeah,
it's okay though.
It's fine. I'm sure we can still be. Even worse students, we can still sit in the student section, right? Or we can't. We have to stay in the crowd, in the actual crowd.
Well, you would get student tickets.
Got you.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, you would just buy some student tickets off someone.
Okay.
And depending on how good we are, those tickets might.
Now let's go ahead and talk about this upcoming year before we move on.
Absolutely.
Because
interesting.
With our new additions to the basketball team, I think we have the potential to be a bit better than
I think we're going to be really good this year.
Yeah, we have the potential to be better than what we had last year.
Yeah. It's just, the additions we added, I think, make sense. I really like the center from Boston College. That was a good addition.
I don't know how to say it's also with a K, but I don't know how to say his last name.
Yeah. Nemke. Or that's the first one. That's the guy from I don't know anything.
Nemke.
That's our first. Hold on. I'm just gonna look at Nebraska transfers.
Because we just got a guy from South Dakota State, and he's either a center or a power forward.
Okay, so the first one we got was Sam Orm.
Yep.
The forward from Belmont.
Mm-hmm.
Shooter, lit it up. Then we got Taj Goreville. He didn't play that much at San Diego State, but we got Caden Betts. Mm-hmm. Also didn't play that much at Minnesota. Mm-hmm. We got a 6'10" center from South Dakota State, Damon Wilkinson.
Yep.
And Trevor Lenhart.
Yep.
He's the guard from Utah Valley. And then Brady, is it Kapke? I don't know how to say it. Maybe Kapke, the center from Boston College.
Yeah.
Basically ranks replacements.
We just reloaded on shooters again.
I wish we would I know that's not how Hoiberg runs his offense, and how we run the offense I think is fine. I just wish sometimes we got a very athletic type. I think Frager is kind of a little bit an example of that, but an athletic type center, because I feel like sometimes, my brother kind of put this in my ear, the lob sometimes is there, but obviously you're not going to throw a lob to range.
You can throw a lob to the two new guys.
Yeah,
you can do that with them.
But yeah. So maybe more lobs. I think lobs they're not that common. It's not the NBA. But when they happen, is so freaking electric.
I think a lob at PBA will go nuts. A lob with PBA will go nuts.
It might start an earthquake in Nebraska.
Yeah, well, first time in a while. I think another thing that a lot of people aren't thinking about is as you talk about the athletic center. In order for us to get those kinds of guys that can do that, it's obviously going to cost a bit of money. And that's why that's just one of the things I dislike about NIL is that people have everybody has an asking price, which is fine. But let's say you want to get a guy out of high school and they're asking for, I don't know, $3 million off the bat. I'm like, whoa, because you need to adjust to the grown man's game.
I mean, if you're a 5-star athlete, you might get that. I don't know what those prices are, but I don't know. But speaking of, we completely forgot the high school Nebraska. We have a really good high school player, 5-star for Nebraska this year.
What's his name? Colin Rice?
Colin Rice. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, Colin Rice. So that's a addition this year, and I'm going to be very excited for it. Yeah,
absolutely.
Just based off what I've heard, he's really good. So that'll be fun. I think Colin Rice. I don't know if he's going to start. Maybe not. But
because the most we're going to have is a 9 bench rotation, right?
Yeah. I think
so. He'll have a chance to play a good chance. Oh yeah. By the way, Tevin Lenhart, if I said his name right, if he does listen to this, I apologize for butchering it.
Yeah,
that boy has the most chiseled chin I've ever seen. Have you seen that one interview with him? I was like, bro, chin is
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah, bro's chin is just chiseled, bro. I'm like, whoa.
That's funny.
Those memes of, what is it? People like to use the basketball players or someone and put them as AI and make them buff.
Yeah.
Stuff like that. Some Husker fan is going to do that to him.
Ruler of Husker Nation, I think.
Probably him.
Yeah, him.
Or her. Or I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know who's
going to him or her.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
somebody's going to do that.
Yeah.
But the bro's chin is just chiseled. I'm like, bro, how's his chin so strong?
You know what they're calling our team this year, right?
The Exciting Whites.
Yeah.
Yep.
Low-kick.
There is a lot of it is. Yeah. It's I think this team, especially this year, what I'm seeing, Bryce is definitely going to have a lot of help. You cannot leave any of those guys open. You can't leave nobody open.
Yeah.
now it's like you can do that. You can do that with Price again, but it's not going to work the same because you do it at the Price, fielder might go off. You do it at the fielder, Capcom might go off.
How do you like the defense this year? Just like just how Nebraska just overall runs their defense. I think it's very effective when it's run, well.
Mm-hmm.
But teams can definitely pickpocket. I think we saw a little bit in the tournament as we went on from Vanderbilt definitely getting to adjust to it,
mm-hmm.
as well as Iowa adjusting to it. Like, what do you think can happen? Because obviously you can't just run a new defense, but how could that be effective? Keep getting effective.
Yeah.
I like the scramble defense here. If you run it well, it works. You got to run it well, and Nebraska does that. But I just want to hear your thoughts.
I think we do run a very good defense, and I don't mind it at all. One of the bigger things that I like for sure is how quickly we can switch the defense. Because the fact that we went from, no middle to, I think, a zone like this, and the fact that it's like the moment, because that's the thing with Vandy, and Iowa had a little bit of trouble with it too. The moment that we switched from no middle to zone like this, like it screwed whatever the offense wanted to do, immediately. So like we have, I believe the defensive coach, I forgot his name.
We have a defensive coach. Mm-hmm. Oh wait, yeah. He's not like assistant coach. I knew
assistant coach. Yeah. Like he definitely knows what he's doing, and he makes sure that like our guys are like on point with the defense.
Yeah.
Why am I?
I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
We'll get his name. Nate Lunzer.
Nate Linzer, or something. Nate.
Yeah, I'll just
Nate Linzer
name because I love our assistant coaches. I think we have a really good staff.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, which I think is important because Fred does his thing. Fred Hoiberg is the most calm coach I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
When he gets hot, he gets hot.
Oh, when he gets hot, I understand why he's hot because I get hot too. I'm like, that makes no sense.
Yeah.
That makes no sense. Whatever play it is, if he gets hot, I understand why he's hot. Because it's like,
but he keeps his demeanor and cool, which I think is very good in coach. You have two like Dan Hurley, ridiculous. If I'm a ref with that headbutting thing,
say he gonna headbutt a ref. I'm like, bro, you pushing if you headbutting refs.
Friggin' like headbutting refs. That's a technical foul, and that's a win for Duke if they assuming they hit the free throws.
Yeah.
Yeah. I've been so for like. But it's because he's Dan Hurley. He can do whatever he wants. Oh, if Fred did that?
Nah. Like, you know what? Now that I think about it, because
it's a standard.
If UConn doesn't hit that three.
Oh, there's so many. I'm not saying. I'm just.
No. This is new hypothetical.
Yeah.
They don't hit that three. Duke moves on. Duke beats Illinois. I think Duke will definitely beat Illinois.
Does Duke beat Michigan in the rematch, though?
That's the question. That's the question I was about to pose. I'm like, does Duke beat Michigan again?
I honestly think no. I don't think they would have. Reason, I think Michigan just we're the best team.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, overall they won. And they have a lot more experience to do. You got to think about this. This is what I think most of the time, I think if you look in the history of NCAA, I think it's teams that have been together that tend to win. Now, if you have a team that's just the most dominant, like 2012 Kentucky, okay, those were like multiple NBA superstars on that team.
Yeah.
But if you have a cohesive team that plays together, like UConn, like Purdue, like Michigan, Florida's an outlier because they kind of had experience, but you have a lot of one and dones at the top schools.
Mm-hmm.
When you have a lot of one and dones, like it's hard to be cohesive because you just have that 1 year with them. Like BYU, Adrian DeBansa, you just have the 1 year. But teams like the St. John's and there's many other teams, but you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, I know what you're saying.
Yeah, cohesiveness in a group. That's what it takes to win the NCAA tournament.
Yeah. Because
when you have a young team and you start to have a kind of a bad game, you slip up and you're probably not going to win. It's honestly, it is skill, but you got to be a little bit lucky to win the NCAA tournament.
Oh, yeah, 100% for sure.
Like the best team usually wins the NBA Finals because it's a 7-game series.
Mm-hmm.
But you take the NCAA tournament, one and done.
How do you feel about the tournament expanding?
Why?
More money.
More money. Money is the root of all evil, they say.
I mean, it definitely is, because greed will definitely.
Greed is just another thing. So stupid. I don't know.
I would.
Yeah.
I would definitely say this for sure, is that with those teams, especially like this year, we didn't really have a Cinderella story. The fact people claim that Texas was, I'm like, kind of, but they're a big university.
I don't think people expected. Yeah, I had Illinois going to my Sweet 16.
I think I had. What I have winning? I had
Duke winning it all.
I had Duke winning it all.
I had Illinois in my Sweet 16.
Mm-hmm.
I had UCLA beating UConn, which is crazy. I know that's crazy, but I don't know what I thought. I thought UCLA at the time they were playing some really solid basketball.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought they had the momentum. I think it's all about momentum too. If you have bad momentum going in the tournament, I mean, I guess Nebraska didn't have great momentum going in the tournament, but they also were a really good team. I think if you rack up a couple wins going in the tournament, I think that just honestly boosts your confidence to go out and be successful.
Absolutely. I'm going to say this before we end off the segment.
Yeah.
Is I'm gonna give props to Iowa.
Yeah.
Not about to win with Nebraska, because still F y'all. But I couldn't care less what y'all say in the comments. Y'all can go choke on a rock.
Wow.
But the way that y'all beat Florida was hilarious. Because I'm sorry, but Florida, the way y'all should have won that game. The fact that y'all decided to call a trap. No way, not even a trap. Y'all did a full court press. A full court press. That doesn't even make sense to me. You do a full court trap, that's a lot better. Because if you do a full court trap, somebody gets the ball, you have two people on them.
Mm-hmm.
Now you wasted time. Game over.
Yeah.
The fact that you did a full court press.
Also, yeah. Also, that shot at the end, that too. That was a good.
That was a good shot.
That was a good draw on a play by Iowa for sure.
But that's what I'm saying. It's like I'm going to give Iowa props for that. But the fact that the way that y'all beat them is hilarious. That was a good game. That was hilarious on how y'all beat them.
Okay.
The fact that SEC team choked that bad, I'm like,
if you guys beat us at home again, hope you don't. Can you not respectfully attempt to kill our coach?
Oh, yeah. The amount of Iowa fans are like...
Well, you know what I'm talking about, right?
No, I know exactly. That's what I'm about to go into.
Yeah.
Y'all want to say, oh, but the phone... Like I said, the phone doesn't do that much electricity. I'm like...
Maybe.
Okay, maybe if you use your brain cells, right? Because Fred doesn't even have the phone up to near his heart all that much.
Yeah.
So... Because
he would die. Yeah.
And the fact that if you're... Okay, I'm going to say this. If you're not a nursing student... Shut the up. If you're not a nurse, if you're not in any medical situation, right? If you're not a doctor, if you're not a nurse, if you're not any kind of medical professional, or if you're not a medical trainer of some sort, shut the F up, because you do not know what you're talking about. Yeah. You're just talking out of your head. You're talking out of your head.
Yeah. It was funny. I forgot what Fred Warburg went on the Jim Rome show a couple weeks later, and he goes like, oh, I guess they have they're like medical I don't exactly know what the quote he said, but it was just hilarious. He's like, I guess Iowa had a bunch of medical professionals on the team, that they knew what they were talking about with the phone. It's like,
bro, if you can, because when it comes to metal detectors and screening and stuff like that, they don't use that much electricity.
Yeah.
Right?
But phones have a good amount of electricity on them. Mm-hmm. But even
a good amount of electricity. The premise of what I'm trying to say is, even with those metal detectors and those screenings, people who have heart problems and have something inside their heart, they still ask to go around them because they are afraid that could trigger something and they can have a heart attack.
I mean, yeah, fair enough.
And if a phone and if a screening or metal detector has that same thing, a phone has a little bit more power. So they have to be extra careful.
Mm-hmm. And yeah. And finally, bro, the hate, they're chanting like F Price or whatever. Like, what are we doing? He was one of your top players for like 3 years, man.
That's true, but at the same time, your former head coach didn't even put him in. Y'all barely put him in, and he barely did anything over there.
Yeah.
He did better over here than over there.
Yeah. And I guess we should close it out, but I'll say this. We did lose you guys, but you guys are not going to have a happy hour with John Rothstein. So
what?
So John Rothstein, he's a college basketball reporter, and he said he would host a happy hour.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
A happy hour in Haymarket somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm for sure there. I'm sure Lauren, if he can, will be there. But like that'll be so much fun. I don't know when it's going to be, but he said sometime next year.
Yeah. And I want Iowa fans to know, just because y'all beat us twice this year, well, y'all need to stop thinking that y'all going to do it every single year, because that's not what's going to happen. That does not happen every single year.
Some sports.
And some sports like football,
I think
that shouldn't happen, but it does.
We gotta admit, they're our dad. It's sad to say. I'm sorry to say it. It's not a rivalry. I hate to say it in my heart. It's not going to be a rivalry until we can beat them like a consecutive number of years. It's not. Iowa, y'all own us in some sports, in the main sports, and you guys forever will have the NCAA win, because the chances of meeting them again in the NCAA tournament
is not going to happen.
It's not high. It's not high at all. So,
but if we do in the Big Ten tournament and we kick them out, that'll be a different story.
Yeah, they still got the NCAA.
Yeah.
But anyway, let's move on from Iowa and basketball, man.
I mean, trash in basketball. I don't care what y'all say to me. I will say y'all are garbage, trash.
Yeah, for sure.
Black and yellow disgust me. Okay, now we're gonna move. We are skipping a couple sports because we don't have the necessary people to talk about volleyball, soccer, gymnastics. I can talk about track and field, but that's more of it's a team, but it's also more of an individualized sport. So I can't talk about that like that. So we're going to move on to baseball and softball. This is Josh's bread and butter, because with Husker recaps, he mostly discusses with both baseball and softball, seeing how good the baseball team is doing and seeing how good the softball team is doing. Softball team, number 2 in the country, even though people are either number 1 or number 4, still one of the better teams in the country. And I will first start by saying, Josh, what do you think they should be ranked? What number do you think they should be ranked?
I think 2 is a very good ranking.
2?
I agree with 2. The reason being is number 1 like Texas or Tennessee, probably.
We already beat Texas or Tennessee.
Yeah,
we beat Texas.
And I think the fact that our schedule, I didn't follow college softball a lot before I came to UNL, like at all. And not a little bit of college baseball. I mean, I played baseball growing up. I played it from age 5 to 18 in high school, literally most of my life. So I have a little bit of knowledge, but first thing how I discovered softball, specifically Nebraska softball, watching a clip of Jordy Fromm, she's an absolute beast and a ball on the field, 2-way pitching and hitting. So that was great. And then I watched a little bit of last year. I didn't, when they probably should have won at least the World Series. They were 1 game away from going to the World Series. Mm-hmm. Sadly, they didn't win. But, so I think 2, anyway, back to the main point, I think 2 is a very good ranking. Mm-hmm. I think it's fair because, respectfully, we don't play as tough of a conference schedule as a lot of teams like
in the SEC. Yeah.
So I think that's going to hold against us, which is a very fair point because our non-cons games are honestly, they're not, but they kind of are because we know we're going to win our conference games. Our non-conference games are much important deciding if we're going to host a regional or not, and super regional. I think at this point, it's probably going to be a super regional, which is going to be so great. And I will not be there, sadly, because I will be going home soon before that. But I'll, of course, watch it on TV, cheering the ladies on. And it'll be a special scene at Bowling. And now to name Rhonda Revelle Field.
Absolutely. I want to congratulate Miss Rhonda Revelle for her success in softball.
So many years as a coach.
Absolutely. They said that she's been there since the mid-90s.
Which is crazy.
Insane.
She's seen so many ups and downs, and I really hope this is the year that they can break through to get to the World Series, hopefully, and then win the college softball World Series.
Yeah. Because we definitely have the talent to get there.
I think it's just such a really complete team. And softball is interesting, and I didn't really realize that until I started watching more. In softball, a lot different from baseball, especially you can throw your pitchers on multiple days because obviously arm movement, you throw an underhand. When you do it a lot, it still gets to you, but it's not like you would never see a pitcher throw back-to-back days. Oh, starter.
Yeah.
And the fact that they have two with Jordy Fromm and Alexis Jensen, I think that's just a good 1-2 combo. And you can go to that. And that's how they've been winning games, especially in the tournament. That's going to be huge.
Absolutely.
We'll have those two. Because we had Jordy last year, but
when you have two-way players.
Two two-way players and two very effective pitchers like Alexis and Jordy, that's very good.
Absolutely. Absolutely. Now, first, I don't have any criticisms about softball because ladies, y'all are very good. Now, my thing is you go on social media, the fact that you have primarily Oklahoma fans talking about there's no way they should be number one or something over us. I'm like, calm down, geez. And the first thing they want to do is start clowning us. I'm like, one, we're just happy that our ladies are successful. The number one ranking is sure, we'll take it, but if they're number two, that's just as good. We don't that's fine. Y'all can have that number one ranking, sure, but don't come after us over, okay.
Petty stuff.
Yeah, something petty. It's dude, that's just sure you want to be ranked number one. But when you think about it, if you're ranked 1 through 4, there's a good chance all of y'all going to get a regional.
Yeah, or in super regional.
Or a super regional. So it's chill out.
Yeah.
The ranking shit, it's not going to matter anyway because I think it was either softball or baseball, but a team had a number one ranking and then lost in their regional.
Yeah. And
last year,
anything can happen in a regional. It's super regional. It's tough because 2 out of 3 games, you gotta. I don't know how many games you gotta win. You just can't lose 2. I know that.
Yeah,
you can't lose 2. And if you start off with a loss, then you're kind of playing scramble mode a little bit. You're playing the most hard play hard softball you can ever play, and it's very you just play the hardest you've ever played all year. And I think the fact that we did that, we had those kind of type of games early in the year against Oklahoma State, against Texas, against Tennessee.
Texas Tech
as well. I think that'll help us in the long run. And I'm excited for the postseason that has to offer. I think they'll at least get to the World Series and anything can happen from there, honestly.
Yeah. And there's a very good chance that our ladies will become Big Ten champs if they sweep Penn State. So
UCLA's tough. That's a one matchup they kind of, I call it banana peel matchup. You could find yourself slipping. UCLA is very good at softball. That's what I forgot to mention. Big Ten play, not the most highly competitive, but UCLA, obviously, since the expansion of the West Coast teams, UCLA is really good at softball. So, and we got the series win over them earlier this year. So I think that speaks for itself for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hopefully in the future, whenever this comes out, because it is going to take some editing, and I'm going to most likely edit this probably after the school year is over. So I will let Josh know, and I will send him this footage or this audio. And unfortunately, we couldn't do a video of this because I think someone might have messed with the podcast studio. So yeah, it sucks. It actually sucks for me because I think this would be way better if this was a video episode. But it is what it is. So, ladies, hopefully you did sweep Penn State and y'all got that Big Ten champion.
They did.
They did?
Yeah, they're Big Ten regular season champions. Yeah.
Congratulations to our softball team. You are the Big Ten champs of the regular season. Now let's go into the postseason. Well, going into Big Ten, the Big Ten, was it?
Tournament.
Tournament.
That for softball?
I think they do.
Let's see.
Because they have it for baseball, they should have it for softball as well.
It just depends. I
think somebody said they do. They're in Maryland.
Not okay. Because not actually all conferences do a tournament, which is weird. Like in the Big West, where's around where I'm from, like Long Beach State would be my local college. Like this is the first year they're doing a tournament, which I think is so dumb. Like to have to wait that long. Okay, yeah, they have a tournament.
Yeah. But still, though, congratulations to our softball team on being regular season champions.
Yeah, and hopefully they can go win it all. Honestly, I think that's
absolutely
definitely their goal. And
you have the entire state of Nebraska right behind you.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, and not only the entire state, but you have all of Husker Nation behind you.
Yep.
So, yeah. So congratulations to our lady softball, or to our softball teams. I got to stop saying lady because softball is a women's sport.
Absolutely.
Now let's move on to baseball. Now, unfortunately, during this recording, they dropped one to Ohio State.
Yeah.
But even before the Ohio State series, the overall record of this program for this year is very good. The
best it's been throughout this point of the year for a while too.
Yep. And there is a good chance that we can host a regional. But the thing about that is that we got to stop dropping games. Am I correct?
Yeah. You're gonna drop a game. You're not gonna.
Yeah. It's hard. It's hard to win a sweep series.
You're not gonna sweep everyone unless you're UCLA, who I think they did finally drop a Big Ten baseball game. But you're not gonna sweep everyone, and you may end up losing this series, which would be at this point kind of tragic to anyone else left on the Big Ten schedule because they're not as good as us. But you're gonna have your struggles, and I think last night was a little bit of a weird game.
Yeah, because we barely lost to Ohio State.
That we didn't score any runs. We scored one run, and that's like the first time that happened in a while where we didn't put up any runs. It's usually been there have been some struggles in the pitching, just what I've seen. Pitching's just been our main struggle. Pitching is kind of what I worry about if we're gonna go when we get in the postseason. How is the pitching gonna hold up? Because we can hit, they can absolutely hit. Last night was a little bit of an outlier because that typically doesn't happen. 4 hits off one run. Typically, that's not going to happen, and I think they know that. They can hit. They are so complete offensively on all 9 positions on the field. Yeah. So
my thing is, right now, is there a game today?
Yeah. So they play Ohio State today and tomorrow. So hopefully they pick up those 2 wins, get the series dub in Ohio State. And then,
do you remember the last time Nebraska lost like that? They barely lost like that.
That would be you could use a couple examples. I guess by 1, they lost by 1 to Oregon on Sunday, which lost them the series, and they lost by 2 to Kansas. But
I was going to say,
but they haven't lost like that where they haven't scored any runs.
Yeah.
The least amount of runs I believe they scored in a game is like 3. They lost 3-5 to Kansas on April 6th.
Yeah. I was going to say Michigan.
They did only score 1 run against Michigan.
Yeah. So, that game 2, they was like, they went scorched earth.
Yeah.
I was like, oof.
That's what is so great about this team, I think, this year. They just have such an ability to just fight through adversity.
Mm-hmm.
All year long, they've shown time in and time out. They will fight and claw their way through adversity. There's been so many wins. Just to name a few for you. USC on Friday night.
Oh, yeah. I wanted to go one of those games, but I didn't have the time to.
Yeah, we were down 8-7-2. Let me see. Yeah, we were down 7-2 and only a few outs to go, but they just slowly, Joshua Overbeek went deep. And then I gotta go look back on the stats because I'm the stat guy, Husker recaps, but sometimes I low-key forget what happened in the game. Yeah, so they're down 7-2 going into the 8th inning, but they scored 3 runs in the bottom of the 8th, courtesy Josh Overbeek. And then they get 2 runs to tie the game in the bottom of the 9th. Absolute crazy game. And then in the bottom of the 10th, they win it on a crazy bunt. Mac Moyer bunted the ball to the pitcher. It was an attempt sacrifice. There's a guy on second, try again in third. Ball gets away. Huskers win. And yeah, adversity win. And I think definitely a few more wins. I think picking up a serious win against Illinois, I think, was huge. Adversity there. Losing on Friday night, bouncing back the last 2. So just a lot of adversity. Those wins against Creighton too. One score games, like just so much adversity this team shows in fight. I think that's just the identity of this team, and hopefully they keep showing it throughout the year.
Absolutely. So outside of Ohio State, who we got next?
We got Iowa next at home. That's our last home series.
Okay.
And then we go to Minnesota. So honestly, they really shouldn't lose a Big Ten series. If they do, they're probably not going to host a regional.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
I think they'll get in, and they get in as long as they just don't collapse in the season. It'll matter what their seeding is, but I think they're pretty much in the tournament if they just finish out the regular season strong.
Gotcha.
Big Ten tournament plays a little different this year. So teams 1 through 4 they'll get automatic buys.
So Nebraska has an automatic bye.
Right now they have an automatic bye. As long as they just keep winning, stay in the
top 4.
Top 4. That is just the big thing, the top 4. So for right now, UCLA is number 1. We're number 2. Yeah, UCLA is still undefeated in conference, by the way. 22-0. They're the best team in baseball right now. Nebraska, we're 2. Oregon's at 3. USC is 4, which makes sense because I think those are honestly going to be the 4 teams that will represent the Big Ten at the in the college baseball tournament.
Yeah. How good was UCLA last year?
I don't know about last year. I think they were. Yeah. I don't remember because I wasn't following as much. But this year is really good. They have arguably one of the best players in college baseball, Rock Chalowski. He's a really good shortstop. He's an absolute stud. Just to explain the tournament format for baseball. Okay, so it's 12 teams in total. 5 through 12, top 4 get by. 5 through 12 play a double elimination tournament. So whoever wins out of those, then you get the 4 survivors to join the top 4. So you have 8. Then it's just 1 game elimination.
1 game elimination.
Which is tricky. It's a little tricky in baseball. But I think they'll find their success if they stay the course and it's just going to come down to pitching. You have a really bad day on the mound. We'll see what happens. Maybe the offense can rally. Offense has rallied around the pitching. I think that's picked up a lot of wins for Nebraska. Giving up more than 5 runs typically is not the ideal way to win a baseball game. But Nebraska has definitely figured out how to win baseball games in those tough situations. I think the only team we don't beat, and I'm not even being negative, I think we just don't beat UCLA. They just seem way too good.
I can see we just don't beat UCLA.
And that's fine. that's fine.
Mhm.
Because if you get to that point, we have a good, successful season, and we see UCLA in the Big Ten championship, we lose with them.
I'm just saying because the fact that we are back to
Sorry to interrupt you. I remember UCLA was in the big. We beat UCLA to win the Big Ten championship. I think
last year.
Yeah,
If we gone back to back,
they went back to back. Ty Horn, I remember pitched great. He was very good in those clutch situations. He was very good in those clutch situations.
Mm-hmm.
Had a great game, pitched like 8 innings through just shoved, and yeah. So we'll see what happens this year. A little bit better UCLA team, but also a little bit better Nebraska team. A lot better. Nebraska barely got in the tournament last year. They're in the bottom, but they won the Big Ten somehow. So baseball will be interesting, definitely. And hopefully they just keep on a successful season, and we'll see from there.
All right, and Josh will continue to give more coverage on baseball and softball throughout the regular season, and we'll be posting on the postseason as well.
Yeah.
Okay. He'll also give coverage on the postseason, so everybody look out for that. Make sure to follow Josh and his summary for both softball and baseball on Husker Recaps on Instagram.
Husker_recaps.
Husker.
It is mainly baseball now.
Mainly baseball.
It's not that I don't cover softball. I have so much respect. It's just honestly just creator, just trying to figure out what's less covered. Softball is one of the best teams in the country.
Got you.
So
got you.
There's so much more covered than baseball. Baseball is covered quite a bit now since we're good.
Mm-hmm.
But in the postseason, I will definitely shout out 100% softball, and always cheering them on because they're so good. And out of those, obviously, 2 teams to win a national championship, respectfully, I would say softball is a better opportunity because they're just so good.
Yeah.
So, postseason coverage will be coming. Always stay with the recaps. I love it. I enjoy it. So keep doing that.
All right. Now, from throughout all of Husker sports, throughout the 2025-26 year, definitely the highlights of this school year was definitely volleyball, softball, baseball, basketball, men's basketball, and wrestling still. Is there a sport that you would say, you know what, the lowlights were obviously football, women's soccer just had a disappointing year this year. Oh, I almost forgot. Men's and women's gymnastics are also on the highlights because we do have a national champion in men's gymnastics. Forgot about that. Women's gymnastics also made the NCAA tournament, so as men's. Lows this year.
Our top 5 in men's gymnastics.
Yeah.
Was all Nebraska.
Yeah. Okay. So
which is your top 5 competitors in different categories all Nebraska, which is crazy.
Absolutely. Track and field is pretty good right now. So track and field is also pretty much a highlight as well. Lowlights, football, women's basketball, even though they had a great start at the beginning of the year.
They did make the tournament and win to play in a tournament game. They won their playing game.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would argue volleyball, I think, a little disappointing.
Yeah, how the way it ended, but still, I would consider that a highlight still. Because, for them to lose but they'll lose to the eventual national champions, okay, it took a national championship team to beat Nebraska.
Yeah.
And they just happen to be in that same area.
Right.
Unfortunately.
Yeah.
I will say this, because I'm going to have to end it off. Let's say you're the athletic director, and you, besides women's flag football that's coming, and we are getting recruits as well. So in the future, whenever flag football, our women's flag football team has arrived, welcome to say Nebraska, and we wish y'all all the best success. But if you were to add one more women's sport and one more men's sport to the University of Nebraska and bring those up to Division I level, what would those 2 sports be?
That's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Are we excluding football? Flag football?
Men's flag football?
Or are we just saying, no, I meant women's? I guess.
No, because we'll already have women's flag football.
Okay.
But because of Title IX,
Yeah.
If you having to bring if you bring in the men's sport, you also have to bring in the women's sport.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I got you. Does it have to be the same sport?
It doesn't have to be the same sport.
Okay. Okay, I got you.
So, like, disregard flag football because we already have that.
Okay, I got you. So, men's, what do we not have? As much, I want to say volleyball, but it's like, our women's volleyball so popular.
I would think men's volleyball will probably be like,
we don't need that because our women's volleyball is so popular. Like,
yeah.
At some schools, you need like the men's volleyball. Men's volleyball is such a great sport to watch. There's so many good teams out there, including my home team, Long Beach State, national champions, former reigning national champions. But I don't know. I don't know because I feel like we just have so many more sports. I really love the idea of flag football. I think that's such a great sport. So honestly, I don't have any thoughts on that just because like.
You had to bring in another women's sport. What would it be? You're the athletic director. You already got approval. You just got to pick one.
What do we like not have for? I'm just not sure.
We don't. Okay. I don't think we have women's polo. We don't have women's wrestling. What's another thing that I would think just those two? We don't need canoeing because we're not in a canoe state.
Yeah.
We're not. Yeah.
No.
We're not in that.
Yeah, I don't know because I just feel like I think it's complete. Honestly,
I would definitely say we should bring in women's wrestling.
Okay.
I would say women's wrestling if it was me.
Yeah.
So women's wrestling can bring that because a lot of female wrestlers here, they go to Iowa because it's the closest thing, and Iowa has women's wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Nebraska brings in women's wrestling.
You get
you all of them just stay here.
Yeah, they don't, possibly. Yeah,
possibly. And for the men's side, I would either say lacrosse,
okay,
or hockey because we have a hockey team.
So you're saying bring it to Division I level?
Yeah, because we have a D2 team.
Okay,
and we can move them up
if that was possible.
If that was possible.
Okay. Yeah. Hockey would be interesting because there's a lot of teams with like really hockey's like their main sport. The University of
Minnesota.
Denver. Yeah, not CU, but like University of Denver. They're really good. Michigan has a really good hockey team as well. So Omaha, obviously, University of
probably right there,
has a good hockey team. So yeah, I think hockey is such an interesting sport to watch. I've never seen it in person. I would like to go. It'd be cool to go to a hockey game because it's like it's definitely a sport to watch and like better in person. 100%. Also, never been to a live soccer game too, and I would love to go one because, like, with the World Cup coming up, I can't go because those tickets are way too expensive. But
aren't they in LA?
They are in LA.
Yeah, nah. Yeah.
I can't. Those are. It's like a couple thousand just to get seats. Not even great seats. To even get decent seats, we're talking at least $10,000 plus driving, plus parking.
Everything costs more out there.
Yeah, but it's the World Cup.
Yeah. And,
once every 4 years, So, yeah.
That's fair.
Absolutely.
So, I've got one last question for you. And this is to end off everything. What do you think about North Dakota State coming from the FCS to the FBS and joining Mountain West?
I think it's interesting to say the least. I don't know much about them. I know they were very good in FCS play, so we'll see. We'll see how they do here. I'll just say that.
All right.
It'll be interesting, obviously, because they'll go for years without their games not even counting, and they're not even eligible for a bowl game or to win their conference because you have to play a certain amount of years. But once those you can maybe only get better, hopefully, to have those certain years play. But once they do, anything can happen, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is it for this week's episode of Game Time TV.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for having me on. This was enjoyable.
No problem, man. I'm glad you had a good time joining this episode.
Yeah, absolutely.
Make sure you guys follow Josh and Husker Recaps on Is it just Instagram? Do you have like Twitter?
Yeah, right now it's just Instagram. So Husker_recaps would be my Instagram. Go follow that.
Mm-hmm. Make sure to follow Game Time TV. Now I switched to Game Time TV YT on Instagram, and I make sure to follow Game Time TV on YouTube. Make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. Make sure to follow the socials, Game Time TV YT on Instagram and on X. And make sure to follow Game Time TV 19 on TikTok. This is Lauren signing off, and I hope that everyone out there has a good rest of your day. And congratulations, ladies and gentlemen. It is now officially summer break. Y'all go have fun out there. This is the ending of season 2. Hopefully that me and my co-host can pick right back up for season 3. Y'all have a good day. Enjoy life. Now we'll see y'all later. Peace.